What's happening, guys? Welcome back. It has been quite some time. I have been just extremely busy in real life. Hey, I got somebody here to the side of me. Millions, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. It's been for me as well, it's been a very busy couple of weeks. So we've got everything sorted out with the new apartment, and obviously there's always a few teething problems and stuff. So a lot of shopping and a lot of that sort of thing going on. But yes, mate. Yes, all good. All good. Lots to talk about as always.
Yeah. While I was away, I always kept an eye on the market and still working on some things in the background. But let's bring this up. My God, we got a lot to go over. This is trading. Let's see what there. I'll put us down there. So let's pull up the chart for the total crypto market. And I mean, I'm here to tell you, I would see, good God, look at that. So this is the crypto total market cap since let's put, there's the beginning of the year right there. So let's go right about here. So we are down as a whole currently 30.51%.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty savage. There's no doubt about it, and you can tell that a lot of the I don't know what you call crypto tourists have left. It's no longer peak season, as things stand. The things are looking real bleak. If you're not a long term, haven't got sort of a long term outlook on all this sort of stuff, it's kind of looking a little bit bleak. But I think there's some sun on the horizon. I'm going to talk about that today, Peter.
Yeah, but, I'm eager to hear what you got to say about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you say it's 30% down? 30%. Wow.
So here's the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So let's check this. So all right, so that is about 1% better. Let's check the alt market because that's where you and I are gonna. Wow, look at that crap right there. Let's see. It was down at 1.28%. Oh, look at this. It's actually holding better. It's only down 23.90%, which is
fantastic.
A shocker to me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, there's a ton. I mean, look, over the course of the last month, I suppose it is now. I mean, time's been moving really fast lately, but I suppose when you're so busy, but Bitcoin is just bouncing between those levels, and until something happens with that, we're not going to really see a great deal happen. As for the alts as a whole, you're going to see a few isolated pumps here and there, but Bitcoin ultimately controls the market. I think people realize that by now, and especially with the low cap stuff is suffering pretty bad right now as well. So it's not for the faint-hearted. And if you got into crypto thinking it was going to be like the S&P 500 or whatever, then I guess you're realizing now that it's not. But this stuff, when you zoom out, you see these peaks and troughs happen throughout time, and it will continue to happen. This is no different, really. I think the market maker really, really wants you to sell the bottom. Like, really wants you to sell the bottom. And I think a lot of people probably have. As I mentioned earlier, like the crypto tourists who maybe it's their first, they got in during the euphoria when Bitcoin was 100K plus.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I've lost like 40+%. I'm out. So then people have probably gone. I know crypto Twitter or crypto X is pretty quiet right now. A lot of even like the videos, you can tell what the sentiment is like, because the views on crypto and DeFi videos always drops a lot during these times. And I just think it's, some people just want to tune out right now. And I get that. I totally get that. If it's better for your mental health just to tap out for a little bit and do some other stuff, then do it. I mean, even myself, I've got a new in real life business that I'm setting up right now as we speak.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, it's nice to have other things to occupy you, during these, like bloody times. But I don't, do I think it's the bottom right now? There's no firm way of knowing that, but I don't think we're far off of it. Now, I don't like to call tops and bottoms because, that stuff can come back and bite you on the backside, but there is a reason why I say that. And I don't know if you saw what I shared on X recently. It wasn't what
let's pull it up real quick. So if
well,
someone's watching that doesn't have your X account, let's find it real quick.
If you're not following at True Millionz, come and follow me over there because I try and do daily updates and stuff on there. But it's not a chart that I marked out myself, but it's something that I've been following for some time now, the last sort of couple of years. And I think for a lot of people, it's a little bit woo-woo. It's a bit woo-woo, look, I'm putting the disclaimer out there right now.
Remember that, guys. Woo-woo.
It's woo-woo, not Ric Flair woo-woo, but it's woo-woo. And but when you break it down and have a look, it's hard to sort of deny that there's maybe something to it. And I'm gonna start this off by saying there's a well-known quote, and I'm not making this up. You can go look this up yourself. That
which one is it?
Keep going to see a chart. There's a chart that I've posted. It's not mine. I've got it off someone else's account, but I was too lazy to pull it out myself.
Look at this, y'all.
Right. This is some of you might find this interesting. Okay, but we'll see. Anyway, so there's a well-known quote, go and look it up, that millionaires don't use astrology to trade, but billionaires do. So I'm just going to start this off with that, right? So if you look on this chart, I think you guys can probably see it fairly easily from there. You can see that those big green lines in between the vertical lines, the vertical lines represent basically total eclipses. So if you can see a cluster of them, you'll notice that the market takes a downturn during the cluster of the total full moon eclipses. The green lines going up are the bull runs. And something that each of those runs have got in common is the lack of total full moon eclipses. Now, we're about to come into the last total full moon eclipse until New Year's Day 2030.
Interesting.
Now, it's coming up on the 3rd of March. So what you'll tend to find, if you look back in time, some of these big, what I call rituals, like market rituals, take place on eclipses or on blood moon eclipses. FTX, blood moon eclipse. The lunar UST crash was a total full moon eclipse. It happens literally on the day, right? We haven't got any more of these after the 3rd of March up until literally the very, very end of 2028, start of 2029. So there is a period of time now where there's not going to be any total full moon eclipses, right? So this could be, if you're open-minded, this could be the energy that's needed to turn this thing around. And it would, if you look at that chart, it would make total sense. Am I saying that's totally going to happen? Of course not. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed. But if you look back at the past, there's some very, very interesting metrics to take into consideration on this woo-woo stuff that I'm talking about right now. If you're still here listening, congratulations, because it is something that you can go and look at yourself. You can back test it yourself and see how that's worked out. And that chart will give you a good idea there of what I'm talking about. What do you think, Peter? Are you open to that sort of thing?
I'm always open to something like that. If it comes down to likelihoods and see, I'm a numbers guy. And when it comes down to, hey, this happened here, this also happened here, here, and here, that's pretty interesting to see something like that. And really and truly, Millionz, in between these type of cycles, you remember how we always talked about how it comes down to fundamentals of what are you in, how does it pay, and things of that nature, right?
Mm.
So it's kind of like between G Blue and Sui Farm, while you're getting ready for one of these cycles to play out,
Yeah.
make sure you're in good quality assets that pay passive income to keep you going, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think times like these, it's nice to have some yield generation going on. If you're comfortable and you're happy in the assets you're holding, why not get some passive income off of them as well? You know, I don't tend to farm like memes and stuff. I don't really have the time to follow the memes and be in front of charts all day and getting in and getting out. So I tend to find that having a couple of decent platforms like G Blue with the G Blue and ETH earning the ABX and the Sui farms,
Let's pull up
you
G
know,
Blue real quick.
they're protocols and tokens that I'm happy to be in and to sit in, and I think have personally, you know, that I personally think have potential. So it's a great way to wait it out whilst building the bags at the same time. And as I've said, you know, before, my tactic personally is to take some profit. Maybe that's 25%. I'll put that into USDT or USDC. I'll put, you know, another percentage back into the LP. So I'll just convert it back into whatever token I need to put it back into the LP. And I will normally lock some of the token that I'm earning. For example, if I'm earning ABX, I'll lock some ABX and vote with it. So I'm earning, you know, from the potential price increase in future of the ABX. So I'm not selling it, but I'm also able to earn from it as well from the voting. And the same with Sui farms. You know,
yeah,
one of my positions in Sui farms is just the Bitcoin only pool. You know, there's no kind of, I know with Sui farms it's V2, isn't it? So you're not having to rebalance the portfolio all the time. And again, it kind of becomes a little bit like a job, so to speak, if you're having to monitor all your positions and constantly rebalance. And I'm not really in crypto and DeFi for that reason. So I like the V2 aspect where you can just sort of set and forget it and earn the tokens, cash some of it out, lock some of it up, and boost your own pool, you know, your own positions as well. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Some people are like, you know, pushing it all back in, fine, you know, whatever works. I just think if you're able to generate something rather than just sit in front of a chart and see it going like red and seeing the arrows, the red candles, it's nice to be able to actually make, you know, some just making tokens, you know, making more tokens because it's all a hedge on the future. So, for example, you know, once we get this full moon eclipse out of the way, if it pans out like this, then obviously your bags are bigger and you're going to be way happier.
Well, I can tell you this, and Richie actually brought this up, and I'm sure you know this too. Like on Sui, Bitcoin accounts for 20% of all transactions.
Yeah,
so
that's surprising. Yeah.
So with Victory token paying out daily, because like on here, let's see my positions. I haven't checked it today. See, I have $102 that are coming out in Victory token emissions that I can trade back into and put into it. My plan is I'm going to put some of that into Bitcoin, and to show that I'm still out there with a tree token. Yeah, I'm going to put some more back in a tree. Whatever I put in a tree, I'm actually going to burn it. So
solid moves.
That's going to be good.
Well, I've still got my bag of tree token. It's again, you know, with tree and everything like that. You know, obviously there's work that you're doing and you're building these foundations, and ultimately the rocket ship really takes off when Sui takes off. So, you know, it's one of those things. Sui's been hit pretty hard, which but you know, it's not out of the realms, because most of the sort of alts have been hit pretty hard as well. So I've still got my bags of Sui, I've still got my bags of tree, I've got some of the memes on Sui farm as well, like Sui Trump and stuff like that. So I've still got some nice positions, and I'm just looking forward to it all turning around. But in the meantime, you know, we're earning, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next stages of tree token for sure as well.
Yeah, I can tell you this, man. We literally went through 3 devs trying to get our business taken care of. And shout out to Paste and Sweet Builders. They hooked us up with a great dev, and he has run lightning fast through what we've been trying to do. I'm actually testing our Telegram game right now, a little mini game that everybody can enjoy while we're getting this coming along. And I should expect the front end and back end to be linked up soon.
Awesome.
Yes, it has taken absolutely forever to get all this done. And I understand some people being aggravated and selling and moving on, but for the ones that have stuck around, I really and truly appreciate you, because it's I can tell you this, Millions, to start a token, develop it, work on it, and then stay at it. It brings a whole new level of respect for me to Richie for maintaining an entire exchange, putting a team together and all this stuff. Because, oh my man, it has been something else.
I can only imagine it's hard work, and
yeah,
it's hard work when the market's not in your favor either. I mean, I remember, Richie talking about that as well at the time when Suidex launched. I think most people thought it was going to be a very up-only type of market. I think that was the general sentiment, but it wasn't that way. So, it's always harder because when the sentiment's down, you're not getting the volume and you're not going to get the support. But as soon as those green candles come back, people come back into the crypto sphere again, and they're pumped and they're ready to invest. And I think things will just get easier with a turnaround that everyone's sort of hoping for. But yeah, I mean, no, shout out to Richie for sure for Suidex, because say that the conditions weren't great for the launch, and no, I think actually there was a pretty big downturn around that sort of time, which
that was when there was a threat of war or something happened, or no, it was the tariff. It was when all the tariff news first came out.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody was like, screw this, I'm out. And that's when everything dumped big time. So
yeah, I mean, markets are made up of people, and people are volatile, and we just a direct reflection in the tokens, right? So, but to all the builders out there who are still building, I personally think the work's going to pay off.
Yeah, and if anybody really wants, Millions, have you gone into this site yet called noodles.fi?
No, I've been meaning to. I've heard a bit about it, but it's one of those things that's on my ever-growing list of things to look into.
Yeah, so on here, on TradingView, if you're watching this, we've actually got and anybody who's watching, whether you're on Millions channel or mine, if you got any comments or questions, throw it in there. We'll go over it. This is really just a casual dinner time style conversation about the market as a whole. Just obviously be respectful in your comments or questions. But on this, let's see. Just some quick numbers. I mean, I did a test earlier with this. Let's see, some quick numbers on Tree right now. Let's go over to Suidex, and then let's go to the pool section. Also, something else that Richie has put out. This is a trading battle, guys, that is taking place on Suidex right now. So there's a 2 million victory prize pool, and it's going to expire in 24 days. And the way that you rank on this is through volume that actually goes through the decks. So that's pretty neat. And it's cool. Obviously all tracked via smart contract, so it's all there. I'm definitely gonna get my fingers into this. So I mean, it's good to see. I mean, it's got some decent volume going on, so that's really good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't dipped my foot just yet, but this weekend I think I'm gonna catch up on all of this. But yeah, awesome, man. It's just great to see builders building and bringing value, because I think the work that's being done now is really going to pay off.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And on this, you don't have to do tree in this whole thing. You can do any of them. All right, let's search up tree. Let's see here. So yeah, Sui Tree, there's still 5.37K locked in there. There's some Tree Aqua, Tree Man Bear Pig, Tree and Gold. That's interesting. And then Tree and Sui Trump, those are other pools. But yeah, man, let's see if we can pull up the stats on it real quick. So on Sui Dex, what's interesting? Remember how we were talking about that Sui Dex is V2?
Yeah.
So Sui Dex, what's interesting is the trading fees that you accrue, you don't actually have to claim them; they just compound into your position, which is really neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
Let's see here. Sounds like you got a guerrilla warfare mission going on over there.
Yeah, Millionz is kicking off. He's having one of those days today. Unfortunately.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Toddler life.
All right, so let's see. So let's put 50,000 victory. Let's trade that for tree real quick, and we're gonna burn that. Let's see. Let's take 50,000. Yeah, let's burn 5 million tree real quick. There we go.
Yeah. For anyone saying that you're not still working, here's proof.
Yeah. So there we go. All right. So there's 5 million. And let's send that to the debt address.
And I've seen some of the NF trees as well, some of the samples that are awesome.
Yes. And the biggest thing, guys, that we're really working on is to have more to do with your tree token. So that is right there's 5 million. Nope, that's not a valid address. That was actually your X account. All right, let's put this into the debt address.
Send them over.
There we go. Yes. All right, there we go.
Boom.
A tree burn. And apparently, StreamYard has jokes. It likes to pause me in weird positions. That's all right. All right, guys, there you go. All right, so let's pull a burn report. We'll see what our current locked up state of tree is. All right, so let's see. All right, so we're now at just a hair under 43 million tree burned. All right, so let's take this. Yeah, take this and put it into the total supply. Let's see here. Because all right, so as far as total supply, there's still some that are in forever LP, and then there's the others that are time locked on moon bags. So let's go into that real quick. Total supply. Pardon me while I do this on my phone. All right, so we started with 1 billion, and the current supply is now down to 883 million tokens. So we're at 11.6828% taken out of circulation.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Superb stuff.
Yes. And then the rest of this, I'm going to swap it for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I've been doing that as well, actually, lately. I went for a long period of time where I wasn't buying Bitcoin because I felt like I bought it the best possible price I could some years back. But
yeah,
when it kind of dipped under 80,000, I started doing the odd occasional buy. And I've been taking a portion of the farming rewards and stuff like that. For example, if I'm on Sui already, I'm converting some back into a wrap Bitcoin on Sui, and then I'm just putting that back into the pool again on Sui Dex, on Sui Farm. And even the same on like Sonic's kind of really screwed right now. I really do feel for the SwapX team, because I thought they were doing such an amazing job, but they've kind of really been let down by the chain. Just the volume is just terrible, and the foundation, everything's kind of screwed everything up. But I mean, I still make a few quid off of that each week. So I've just been putting that back into Sonic Wrap Bitcoin as well. So whatever chain that I'm dealing on, I'm buying a little bit of extra Bitcoin here and there as well. So I have been sort of reinvesting. I just think that these prices, it kind of seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That noise is not coming from my apartment. That's coming from the courtyard somewhere. So I'm not taking the blame for that one. That sounded like someone's getting murdered.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, that's interesting.
I've got the window open. It's getting hotter here in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Obviously, I might have to shut that window in a minute. But it's starting to heat up, so I've got the window open. In Mexico City in general, most places don't have like aircon because it doesn't get like crazily humid because the altitude's so high here. But we don't really need aircon in general, which is nice. We tried living on the Pacific coast before, and it was like I love it. See, my background is basically my a view that I was quite accustomed to personally in Acapulco for some time, right. And I've recreated it the best I can on with AI. But it's great living down there, but during the really humid months, it gets pretty intense. The same in Zihuatanejo, a bit further up the coast, in the state of Guerrero. So it's cool. It's great to be near the beach and all of that, and I love that. But I would probably only want to do half the year there and come back and do the other half in Mexico City because the climate here is so beautiful. It's crisp sunshine pretty much every day, and the temperatures are not crazy. It's like, I don't know, today 28, I think, about 28. I don't know if you guys use the same system, but I
would have to convert that to Fahrenheit, sir. You just got me on that.
About 80 or something. Put somewhere around 80, and it's nice. It's really nice. You can just be out in it, and yeah. So that's why I've got a bit of noise coming, but if they continue with their skylarking out there, I'm going to go and shut the window. But make sure.
So let's jump over to Blue Protocol real quick. So on here, I can tell you this. People that have checked on me, first and foremost, you guys that have checked on me to see where I'm at, I appreciate you because crypto is a community. I know we're here to make money, but it's also a community where you check on each other. That window was driving you nuts, wasn't it?
It's doing my head in.
That window was driving you crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was about to go falling down on those guys out there. But anyway.
I don't do that. We need you. But in Blue Protocol, another place where Aaron is obviously still working all the time. This is another. So, all right. So first and foremost, let's remove these charts and let's talk about what is just paying still all the time. All right. So first and foremost, if we go up here and all right. So number one is obviously Sui Dex Sui Farm. So this is really and truly my bread and butter right now, because I had an appliance fail over the past month and had a couple of other real life things come up, and these emissions really and truly saved my rear end. And then number two, the other one that helped me out was Blue Protocol. And in these, I didn't have to take any principal out, and I was able to use rewards and do what I needed to do. So that's
the cheat code.
That was really good.
Cheat code. Yeah, that's the cheat code.
Yes.
Spend the yield, not the principal, and that's when you know you're onto something good.
Yes, and absolutely.
If you want to talk about a team that builds constantly, I mean, you can't leave Aaron out of that conversation. I mean, the amount of work he's putting in while this market is resting, shall we say, is incredible. And I've heard they've got another sizable announcement coming up fairly soon. So
you recognize this thing, right?
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. I mean,
hey, say what you want to about it, man. I mean, the whole thing on here, the limit, and see, I'm over 7 days. I've actually got a compound right now. I mean, dude, there is a love-hate relationship with this site. Say what you want, but it's still a cash register.
It still pays, right? It still pays. And and you can't just claim either, because eventually you'll get throttled to death. So I like that. I do like that. Sometimes I go days or weeks without even looking at the site, and then I pop back on there, and it's like, oh, okay, there's some cash in there. So I can either compound that, or I can take some profits or whatever. I mean, I ROI'd fairly quickly with MSS back when things were really pumping, like when things were huge. I'd love to see those times again, for sure. I mean, it's the fact it still works is just a testament, because I mean, how much stuff do you know of, and have you been in, that's here today, gone tomorrow? That's kind of what DeFi is. That's what you expect almost in DeFi these days, which is a shame, really. There's a lot of stuff out there that I'm like, do I want to get involved in that, because it's just going to go the same way as everything else? But MSS is still here. It's still paying. And no matter how awful the market's been, it's still there. And it might only take one change or one bit of news. Who knows? I mean, I don't know anything in the pipeline. I've got no insider information on this at all. Yeah. But how freaking awesome would it be if this thing got a rocket put back up its backside again?
Well, I can tell you this. I'm at 10% throttle.
Yeah, same. I'm at 10%.
That's about, so let's say 7 million tokens is what it would take to so let's see. So 0.1, 0.15. It would take 0.15 BNB to bring me out of throttle right now. So let's see. So how much is that?
There's no cheaper time to do it.
Right. So let's see. So 0.15. My God, my internet's slow. So let's see. Let's do BNB. So 0.15. It's $91.
$91 to clear the throttle. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this sort of thing is like a snowball, because everyone is just like, oh, it's really cheap, I'm not going to bother right now. But one piece of news, and everyone's all together trying to get rid of their throttle again. It's I don't know, maybe I'm living in dreamland or hope land, but I would love to see something to really inject some eyes back onto MSS, because the price is obviously crazily low, but something with a market cap like that can 10x in a day. So we'll see. We will see.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. But I can tell you this: people want things to do with their tokens, and let me see if I can find the. Let me see if I can put a screenshot out there while we're working on that. Let me find it real quick. Let's see. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I mean, especially sort of now, people love to put their tokens to work because there's no green chart. There's no green charts around right now. We can't bask in the glory of a green candle. So, yeah, to be able to put your tokens to work is a beautiful thing. The yield farming side of things is beautiful.
Here, I think I'm gonna be able to put a photo up here. Let's see. You'll be the first person to see this. Let's see if I can get this up here. Yeah, here we go. Let's see here. So you said you make how much a week with SwapX right now?
Not much. Not much. The value of the tokens is crazily low. It's probably, I'm probably making like 20, 25 bucks a week, maybe 100 a month, 80 a month, something like that. It's very, you know, it's one of those things. I'm keeping my position in the locked SwapX because I trust the team. And I believe that they're working on something else right now. So I think the holders will probably benefit from the new protocol, I think, when it comes out. Again, I don't know. I've not been massively up to date on it, but I've not heard any huge updates on SwapX. But it's I'm keeping my positions going. And in the meantime, I might as well be voting every week and making, even if it's $20, $25, it's something, isn't it? It's something I can just buy more Bitcoin with. I can buy more, you know, whatever. So I can take some out in USDC or whatever.
So here's a screenshot of the Telegram mini game that we're testing right now. This is obviously strictly for tree, but it's going to be planting seeds. There's a jackpot we're going to have, and we're going to have a leaderboard. So we're working on that. I got to talk to a couple of other people about rewards, but just wanted to share that tidbit with everybody that no, we're not dead. We're definitely working. But it's like you said earlier, man, the market, every time, because all of this that you gauge on is momentum, and then the market goes kerplunk, and it's like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but everything's manipulated. Like everything. Like anyone who thinks crypto is not manipulated, I don't know.
They're living under a rock.
Yeah. I've got a chocolate teapot to sell you because there's like
That's right.
Anyone who thinks that this stuff isn't, you know, and the more institutional involvement there is, and the more government involvement there is, the higher the likelihood of that happening is. And they've sort of by linking crypto with governments and narratives and stuff like that, they can really manipulate it even easier. The president just has to say one thing and the chart either goes that way or that way. So you know, it's one of those things. And I think the market maker right now is like shaking people the hell out, and I think it's going to get rid of all of the tourists. And I don't know. For me, I'm waiting until after the 3rd of March, as we discussed earlier, to sort of monitor where things go from there, really. But yeah, it's all manipulated, everything. And
I know exactly what I need to bring up for us to talk about. Hang on. We're going to go to the nest.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let's roll the magic wheel and see what we see on this.
Have you had anything come up on your account? Has it changed? Has anything come up? Some people have been saying that their account says waiting or some other trash.
Yeah. And this is very important that we talk about this. And this is going to be talking about risk management. This is going to be good. And you guys that have stuck around, this is something that a lot of people have asked us to talk about. So There's no time like the present. Let's just go. Shall we, Millions? Shall we?
Let's do it. Let's just do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding from the topic.
Nah, neither am I. All right, let's see here. All right, so voila. So here we go. All right, so when everybody was looking before, they would go up here to loop, and there would be nothing there because this is the new thing called BitNSC. If you go, see what I've been doing is I would go to bitness.finance. And if you go here and you go down to BitNess loop, you go to join. Okay, this is what I have right now. So these are all the loops that ran out. And
wow.
These are the loops that I thought I would never physically see them on here again. So this is, I don't know, a couple $1,000 right here. Yeah, it's
I'm just trying to see what it's. Does it say? It says in queue.
It says in queue. Yes.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I've got nothing of the sort.
Yeah. So yeah, see, I got one $2,480 up here, but on this, see, this is where I put the brakes hard on BitNess. So this down here, this would pay out like clockwork. Remember?
Yeah, for sure, for a long time.
Long time. Now, let's see. I am, how many days am I out for my first issue? I've actually kept a timer on it. So that was 98 days ago. Wow. And I can tell you this, for 98 days, I'm not putting another dime in this thing.
Hell's no.
Because it's just like you said, moving the goalpost. Because if you pull yours up now, you'll see the same thing. And have you checked yours?
Yeah, I checked mine a couple of days ago. And the orders is blank. There's nothing in there.
No. So if you go, I'm telling you, if you go, don't go up here, go down below. Let's go back to this. If you go down here to this one, and that's where it is. That's where all your orders are.
Okay. I'll try that later, and I'll put an update on X at True Millions. I'll put an update on X and see what comes up. So yeah, I normally go to the loop tab and I don't see anything. So if I try,
there's nothing up there to see. It's all right here.
Okay, I will try that and I'll let you know how that works out. I mean, look, it's good that there's still a record of it for what that's worth. But what I don't like is once a platform defaults, which they have, you go into a agreement. When you go into anything DeFi related, you go into an agreement, right? You say, I'm going to put up $1,000, you're going to give me back $1,200. That's the agreement. So as soon as they default on that, the trust is gone. And instead of just sorting it out, and paying people back, they're like, but if you invest a bit more, then
they want you to go
we'll give you your money back faster. It's like, bro, come on now.
Yeah, they want you to go here, and they want you to get one of these right here.
Yeah,
and the message. So the message I got, I sent the dude the message, said, "Hey, where's my money?" I mean, knowing this was all going sideways. And for the record, for both of us guys, we both ROI'd as quickly as possible in this. So
yeah, I mean,
what you saw was house money.
Video. Yeah, for sure. But every single video is like,
So for the video record, for both of us, because you and I had the same size team, I would assume, right? Right?
Probably similar. Yeah, I'm not sure how big your downlines were, but that's probably similar.
So I was told to get put into the priority queue, not a guarantee to be paid, but to be put into the priority queue, I had to buy this thing right here.
Wow. How much they're charging
And
for that?
so, it's on sale.
Oh,
It's
is it really?
it's on sale.
Oh,
So,
wow.
What? A God's greater.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
That.
about what I said. So
Wow.
so normal price Millionz is $5,873.68. And you can get it for a offer today of $5,580.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean, are there people? I mean, do you know people out there that are buying these? I
so
mean,
here's what I have heard. So on here, if you go right here, some people that don't have a big downline have actually bought this one called a T1, and that was 300 and some odd dollars. Now some of them might be watching, and if you are watching, let's see who commented. Jerry, I see your comment about Texacoin. We'll get that in just a second, but that is a good question. So, but on this, so this person, Millionz, I think has, I don't know, like 1 week left on their countdown timer. So
right.
I'm going to be curious to see if they get their USDT back.
Wow. Yeah, I've not heard of anyone getting an original loop back. I'm not talking about the USDC one or the crap loop or the C loop, whatever it's called. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the USDT, the original loops. I don't know anyone who's received the original loop back after they shut shop. I know about you, but I've not heard of anyone to get an original loop back. Until people start getting paid back the original loops, I have to say my opinion, which means nothing, but is I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Correct.
Because it's a classic sign, and it might not be in this case. You know, I'm not talking out of turn, but in the past, I've seen the same thing where they stop paying, but they say if you pay this or if you buy this, then maybe you'll get your money back. It does not look good. That's an awful, awful look.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, for me personally, I would reassess if they pay back my original loops, which, as I've said before, I'm not holding my breath on that. But if they do, I'll reassess whether it's, you know, rebuilt enough trust for me. But as things stand, you know, they owe me probably a few thousand, I would say. Not a crazy amount, but a few thousand, which I could be doing plenty with right now. You know, in terms of this sort of market, I would just be DCAing or whatever with it. Until I see a dime of that back, I consider this a write-off. You know, they can put all the updates they want, and it's all hot air. Unless the USDT is back in my wallet, it's hot air as far as I'm concerned. So this is the reason why I ROI'd as quickly as possible, so that I it didn't keep me up at night, because it's one of those things that in DeFi you always have to consider the risks, of course. You get in, you get out, and you play your house money. That for me is the number one rule. But yeah, the ongoing thing, the ongoing updates and all this sort of stuff, it's just like I'm not even listening until I open my wallet one day and see the USDT back in there. All these nodes and all that, forget about it. Forget it. For me, no, thank you.
Absolutely I need all this right here back. And once all this is back, now.
Yeah, I saw a comment from Jerry just pop up there about, you know, if they do pay back, like what if they do? And big if, I would put the if in definitely in capitals. But yeah, if they do, Jerry, I would reassess. It would rebuild a few bridges for me, I guess. I'd be more inclined to perhaps believe what they were saying if they paid it back. But to be honest, I definitely I definitely wouldn't put it all back in. If they pay me 3,000 back, maybe I'll put 500 in and start looping it, and I'll take the rest to G Blue, to Suidex, and my long-term holds. My treasury, what I would call it, my treasury.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. I'd maybe put 500 back in and see out and run that till the wheels fall off, basically. But we can talk about that all day, but they haven't paid, have they? So let's see what happens with BitNest. But the site's still up. They're still trying to get money out of people. So hopefully they'll do the right thing and pay people what they owe them as part of the agreement. But I don't know. We shall see, my friend. But actually reminding me of something else, actually, that we'll chat about afterwards. But yeah, I don't know if you've got anything more to add about BitNest, but I'm definitely going to try this. Look for this page and see if my loops actually come up. Because
go to
up to now,
bitnest.finance.
Right, okay, I'm going to try that. Because up to now, I've just been like, the whole thing's done. My loops aren't showing up. I'm not buying one of their nodes or anything like that. So I don't know. I'll check that later. That'd be interesting.
I'm going to pull up another one for you that we are both in. And it will be interesting to see your take on this one. Let me get it to pull up real quick. This is another one that I did ROI in as quickly as I could. So here we go.
Texit. Yeah, Texit coin. Yeah, was it last week? I saw the cease and desist thing.
Yeah, so from what I understand about Texit coin, they've been issued a cease and desist order. And I'll be honest, man, with what I've had going on in real life, I haven't had a chance to keep up with it. But there was two things that stood out with me with Texit coin. Well, first and foremost, I stick to the guns of ROI as quickly as possible and take profit along the way, which I did. Always. But on this, when you and I were really talking about this, it was somewhere in like between the $3.50 and $5 range, and now it's down to 28 cents.
Wow, yeah, that's a big dump. That sort of news will ensure that happens. It's these things can get long, drawn out, and bloody when you start involving. I think it's like Texas's SEC, isn't it, or something like SEC, something like that, like a regulatory board or something. But this is kind of what I always talk about. I think I talk more about it on X. I think I'm a little freer to talk about it on there than I do than YouTube, for example. So there's some stuff I won't talk about on YouTube just because they're a little more
community
sensitive.
Guidelines are crazy.
Yeah, they're a little bit soy. There's certain things they don't like you talking about. And so, if you value your channel, there's certain things you sort of avoid. But when you start involving or allowing governments to get involved in crypto and regulations and compliance and all that stuff, I was warning people a few years ago that be careful what you wish for with the regulation and compliance thing, because when you dial back what crypto's actually for, you've only really got to read the 8-page Bitcoin white paper to get a better understanding of this, which I don't think most people have even ever read the 8-page white paper. It's a PDF. You can read it you can sit on the toilet and read it, you can read it anytime. But I got into crypto for reasons maybe that are different to a lot of people. I believe in people having the sovereign right to privacy and finance. I don't believe there needs to be a middleman involved in transactions. And the whole point of Bitcoin, I'm not going off topic here, by the way. This is on the topic, but the whole point of Bitcoin was a peer-to-peer digital cash. And along the line somewhere, Bitcoin got hijacked, and Roger Ver did a book about it, and he's been in prison. They always put people in prison when they tell too much of the truth or whatever. But the whole narrative behind Bitcoin has been changed. People talk about Bitcoin now as a store of value or digital gold. Like, where did that come from? The whole point of Bitcoin, before it got basically kneecapped, made it slow and expensive, was to be a peer-to-peer transactional currency that you didn't need a middleman for, that you don't need a bank for, you don't need some parasite in the middle taking a cut off of it. You could just go me to you. I don't need to trust you. I can send it to you. I can trace it. It's gonna go to your wallet. We don't need anyone else. We can just transact like that. Create a parallel financial system. When you start involving governments and asking for compliance and regulation, you're basically spitting in the face of what Bitcoin was meant for. And now, unfortunately, you're seeing it happen more and more where we saw it with XRP and stuff like that. I mean, XRP is different because I guess a lot of the, call it utility for that, is to aid banks and aid the future financial system. But you have something like Texit Coin come along and they're like, we just want to create a new form of money where people can transact between themselves, and we're going to bring it to a community level. We're going to start getting merchants to accept it and people can pay using it and all of that. That will send absolute shivers up the spine of the state, because you're jumping outside of their immediate system. And I guess it doesn't really surprise me that they've come after it. Just the narrative behind it alone is enough to put the willies up, regulators and stuff like that. And, the fact is, with most chains, it's all transparent. I mean, Bitcoin even isn't the freedom money that people think it is. I mean, when you hear Bitcoin maxis talking about Bitcoin like it's like the ultimate freedom money, I don't know whether they're being purposefully ignorant or whether they just don't know. But Bitcoin is on the face of it less private than cash, because it's a transparent ledger. It's completely open, transparent. And you can't have real freedom without privacy. And that's why I sometimes talk about stuff like Monero, which is probably the real Bitcoin in many respects, because you can choose if you want to be transparent with that. You can give someone your view keys, but in all other, and that's been doing really well. And I think people are starting to realize the importance and maybe the mistake of asking for regulation, asking for compliance and all this stuff, because regulation just means control. And if you want to give control away of your sovereign finance, then we don't have sovereign finance anymore. You're asking someone else to control you. And I always found that weird, but maybe it's only really the original crypto guys that understand that from the cypherpunk background. The importance of having control over your own finances. People these days are just like, I want number to go up. They're not really thinking about the whole point of crypto. That the word crypto comes from cryptos, Latin for hidden. So the whole point of it was to be, create a parallel system. And a lot of people don't seem to quite grasp that. But going back to Texit Coin, I think they are trying to do something of value that people actually need, which is a form of money outside of the banking network. And I don't see an issue with that, but a regulator will do, because they maybe don't feel like they've got the control of that. And when things, I know I'm banging on it, I'm going on a little bit.
No, it's good. It's really good.
I'm going to pause in a minute. Don't worry. But so when you're trying to create something like that, it's problematic. And I think they were trying to do something pretty cool, actually, by bringing in communities, starting at a community level, because that's where change actually happens. Like, you can't change everything on a national level. It just doesn't work. You have to actually have things changing at a community level. That's not just in crypto, but that's in everything. You need to decentralize everything down to your community level if you really want to make real change. And I feel like that's what Texit Coin are trying to do, and that is create a community money. And with the downtown digital dollars, I think that had a lot of promise as well. It maybe still has. It just depends on whether they can get through this and whether they can fight this and get some clarity, because things can get real bloody. And I think everyone in the XRP community, everyone in the Pulse chain community, kind of probably would understand what I'm saying right now. Things can get bloody, and it doesn't surprise me that the price is 28 cents right now. It's a shame to see it, but I hope they can turn it around, and I hope they get some clarity, because we can obviously see things go back up the other way. But it just depends on how long this goes on for, whether it's sustainable for them to fight it for long enough to get through it. I'm like you, I haven't kept like fully up to date on it, but they're just my thoughts on Texitcoin right now.
Yeah, I'm just not worried about it, because I mean, it's seeing Bobby Gray's vision with the project, seeing what he's doing. I mean, it just, people say, well, hey, what about this? What about that? And it's like carrying on in real life. I just tell people, man, hey, I mean, it's between Texitcoin, G Blue, and here's the cuss word, MSS, and all of it. I mean, it's all still paying out. Whether it's high or low is subjective. And I mean, it's like with Tree Token. I mean, it's there. It's not going anywhere. We're down to 883 million in circulation, and it's only going to get better because we're going to burn more. And also this mini game that's coming up once we get our prizes worked out, where that's going to help us burn more tree as well. So between the NF trees, the mini game, the battle game, and then the title we came up with our big game was called Arboretum. My God, this thing's making me pose in some weird but it's been challenging over the last month, but man, I'll tell you, it's just been, I'm thankful for it, because it's really taught me a lot. I'm thankful for friends like you, man, that just have been sticking with me in the trenches. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to what the future has. And, this whole lunar cycle thing, man, we may have to stick some weird hats on and talk conspiracy theories one night or something like that. That would be, that'd be a lot of fun.
For sure. Yeah. I've got plenty of those.
Actually,
although I'm
running out. We ought to do? We need to plug your member chat, because I'll tell you what we got to do. Let's do a live stream just on your channel for your members, and talk about privacy. Let's do that one night.
I'd love to do that. Yeah. It's something I'm very, very passionate about. So yeah, that's a great idea. We'll definitely do that. Yeah.
And my channel's not there yet, but let's promote your channel memberships, to where if you guys want to get behind the scenes with us and Millionz in particular, let's talk about privacy tokens. Let's talk about how to really take it to the next level. We'll discuss it behind closed doors per se. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I feel like first of all, massive shout out to everyone who's supporting the memberships. It's humbling. So first of all, thank you. And my job is obviously to bring as much value as I possibly can. And I like to show people how they can actually use their cryptocurrency, how they can spend it. I like to talk about privacy and stuff like that. And as I mentioned earlier, it's stuff that I don't necessarily talk much about on my main YouTube channel, because I don't know, you have to be a little bit more careful with that sort of thing. It's all legal, of course. It's legal, but it's a little bit more niche. But I've had really, really good feedback on some of the content I've been putting out on the members channel. So I think that's a great idea. We should definitely do that. We can discuss all things privacy, and there's new stuff that I'm going to be bringing through as well, which I think is going to. I think some of this stuff is like, you're going to think it's interesting now. You're going to think, oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. But in 2 or 3 years' time, you're going to be, I need that right now.
Yes.
Because the way things are going right now, I'm trying to stay ahead and bring value for what I see, the way things are going. And we spoke about regulation. We spoke about, I mean, some of the stuff that's going on in the UK and the EU. I don't know if you guys, I know a lot of the viewers are US based, but it is crazy. And I'm talking about it's straight out of a George Orwell book. And it's happening right now, happening like now. And I've been banging on about people for about 2 years to, if you're in the UK or the EU, I think the US have got a bit of a reprieve at the moment, but UK or EU, get a plan B. Get a plan B, get another option for yourself and your family, because things are not going to go well. And I don't even want to be right on this stuff. And I say this to my wife sometimes. She said it to me. It's like it's just stuff that I don't want to be right on, but I've been right so far, and the trajectory is more the same. So I'm trying to bring some value with the memberships to help people navigate some of the potential issues that they may face in the coming sort of years. Let's do it. Let's 100% do it.
Yeah.
And that'd be great fun. Yeah.
And also something else you can do. I discovered this. You can actually give away a membership.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Do you need to have a certain amount of people join first? Because
no.
Oh, okay. You can give. Okay, we could maybe do a giveaway. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you can actually do that during a live. Like if you go to your channel in the browser, and if somebody comments on your side, you can actually give them a channel membership.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, that could be fun. I do love a good giveaway. Yeah. I kind of miss doing them. I was doing quite a lot of giveaways when Bitness was pumping and up and running. So yeah, I kind of miss doing a giveaway. So maybe that's something we can do for sure. Definitely. Talking about another protocol which I'm hanging in there with. I mean, to some degree, I haven't got any choice, but Packer Finance is another one where the same as SwapX, I'm like, I don't have any doubts on the team. So it's one of those things. I'm just chilling with it, and basically a lot of that comes from the market upturn. I do drop into the Telegram group every now and then. I see people really like flipping out, saying, "What's the team doing? And a few times I've commented just to help out a little bit, and it's like, guys, do you understand what you got involved in? Do you understand how they were making that return? It's not a Ponzi scheme. They're using the markets. When the markets crash like this and they're not getting the yield and things go out of position, I mean, all of the positions at the moment, for example, I think like the SUI and USDT, it's all in SUI now. It's all gone to, it's not in range anymore.
Right.
And if they sell that SUI, they're going to basically cop a face full of impermanent loss. And the future looks very, very dim if they do that. So they're having to wait it out, just like everyone else, just like me and you are on certain things. We're having to wait it out for the market to turn, So I've got a fair few quid in there, I'm not going to lie. I've got a decent wedge of capital in there, which is frustrating because, again, as I said before, I could really do with lump sums like that to take full advantage of this current downtrend in the market, which I try and buy when everyone else is leaving. I'm a bit of a contrarian in life in general, if I'm quite honest. Everything, if someone's doing, if loads of people are doing something, I won't do it. I'll go the other way. And and most cases in life, that's worked really well so far. But so it's frustrating for sure, but I'm just having to wait it out. And hopefully, SUI takes off. Packer Finance starts paying out again. SUI Dex is going to get that big volume, and the APRs are going to go flying. Tree is going to go flying. There's going to be lots of stuff flying, and hopefully after this next full moon eclipse, we'll have a little bit of breathing room to start enjoying some uptrends. So
I can tell you this, man. When Bitness was kicking out, I was actually able to do a weekly reward on my Telegram with paying out the top 3 raters. But now, to at least keep something going, I've got some campaigns in there to where it pays out victory token. Thank you, Richie,
Yeah.
for sending those victory token over, and that's been the main thing for right now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, I'm all in on the non. Well, you could say the non-Ponzi stuff, the stuff that doesn't feel as high risk. I mean, obviously, the only risk with Suidex and G Blue and all that is the market can drop and the token price can drop. You know, that's the main risk. But I don't go to bed thinking, am I going to wake up in the morning and is it still going to be there? You know, anything can happen for sure, but I don't have that sort of worry with those sort of platforms. It's more like we just have to wait it out when the market's down, when the sentiment's down, when people are not taking risk and they don't have the capital to take risk, then you just have to sort of roll with the punches a little bit. But they're still working, they're still building. And I'm always going to promote people like that. You know, I don't see much else worth talking about in DeFi now other than, you know, G Blue, Suidex and stuff like that. I'm not really massively into anything in particular. You know, I might have a little DGen play with a few things here and there. And I think very long and hard before I put anything on my channel. So I like to be using it for a while and have a good feeling about something, or at least see enough room in something where anyone who watches, who decides to jump in, will get some value from it. And that was definitely the case with BitNest. We had months and months and months of fantastic times in BitNest, and obviously I hope it comes back.
We had 6 straight months of returns in that.
So much time to ROI, so much time, and and that was just one of those things. I'd love to see it come back, and as we said earlier, I'm not going to hold my breath. So we'll see. It'll be a nice surprise if I wake up and there's 3,000 USDT in that wallet. Then it's red panty night. But yeah, apart from that, you know. We'll wait and see what happens with that.
Well, I can definitely tell you this: Sui and Tree Token. That is definitely the route that I'm in right now. It makes way too much sense right now. And that's the ticker. That's the website at the bottom, guys. Please go check it out. We are definitely still just grinding inch by inch along. There's, nothing to hide. We're grinding along, doing our thing.
Yeah. It's a market thing. It's a market thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm supporting people who are building now because I just think that it's like a coiled spring. And that's the way I view it. When I see, you know, like your project, Peter, with the tree token, I see Suidex, I see G Blue, ABX, and all that. I just see a coiled spring, and I'm just going to be waiting like a viper, like a snake, waiting to strike when that stuff takes off. So in the meantime, just building some bags and trying to stay as chill as possible. Really, you know, it's. Yeah, even if you're in Bitcoin, even if you are, you know, you was all in on Bitcoin, 126K, you were all in on Bitcoin, you've still lost 50%. You know, everyone has suffered in this downturn. Even people who thought they were playing it safe with Bitcoin. If you bought at that top during that really, really exciting period where it was topping sort of 120K, you're going to be suffering as well, just like everyone else.
And the biggest thing, man, is stick with people that you know. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. When it comes to DeFi, the team is everything. It really is. The team is everything. It's different with Bitcoin, Monero, stuff like that. There's no face to put to it. And the market caps are obviously so much bigger, so you don't tend to get quite as drastic a move. But yeah, for sure, with DeFi, it's all about the team. And you speculate because the lower market caps just mean like massive potential gains. If you're in the right communities and the right circles, then I just try and see it as exciting and not get too down about it, and do other stuff. You know, do other stuff as well. I think sitting in front of charts is really unhealthy. I don't like doing that. Some days
Yeah.
I don't check charts for 3 or 4 days. I'll spend more time with family. We're out here in Mexico. There's so much to do out here, and I was in a meeting with a Mexican friend of mine, starting up a new venture just about a week or so ago. So that's exciting as well. And we're gonna get that off the floor real soon. It's not to do with crypto. It's not in the crypto sphere. It's in the property sphere. But he's got some really great strengths, and I feel like I've got some great strengths. And we had a chat over a few Coronas and some tacos, and we decided to sort of move ahead with it. So it's always good to have other things going on as well during these times, because the market's not always going to be up. So you have to have other passions and other interests, and not get too down about stuff. And that's why it's important to only put money in that you can afford to lose into anything, because you still need to be able to sleep. You still need to be able to function as a boyfriend, a husband, a father, or whatever. So you want to be able to sleep at night. If the price is down 50%, you need to shrug it off and not be too fussed.
Cool. Well, I can tell you this. It's this has been fun, man. Wow, that was a quick hour and 16 minutes.
Wow, was it? That went fast.
Yeah. Let's do this again next week, man. You want to?
I'd love to. This space is always moving. There's always stuff to talk about. So yeah, I mean, tonight was pretty impromptu as well. As I think we only decided a few hours ago we were going to do a live tonight. So, but yeah, if you're down, I'm down. And yeah, we'll probably be a bit better prepared next week. But it's nice just to chew the fat with each other and the chat as well. And I know a lot of people tend to watch after the fact as well. So if you're watching this after the fact, big shout out to you. And still leave any comments or questions, because me and Peter will obviously go through and answer as best we possibly can. Blockchain Money, great session. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
I can tell you this, Millions. Our goal with Tree, once the NFTs mint out, we are most definitely going to do some buybacks on Tree. And our main overall strategy as far as rewards from the NFT is going to be paying NFT holders in victory token. So that is something we are really excited about getting to. So the biggest thing with the NFT is value. You'll get access to the game. You're going to get passive rewards and victory token for however long the emission schedule is. It's my God, it came out for at least 2.5 years. That's the emission schedule. So we're definitely going to do that. We are going to gobble up a lot. I mean, when I tell you, once we mint out, we are going to invest heavily back into Sui Dex and Sui Farm. That is our mission. We are going to support Richie. We are going to make sure that this is great, and we are looking forward to putting a lot of capital back into it to make everybody's wallets look good.
For sure, man. And look, as I said before, I support builders in DeFi, and you can put my name down for those NFTs for sure. And I'm going to be putting the word out there on the value of the NFTs, and it's going to be great to see the whole ecosystem pumping together. It's going to be awesome. Anyone who's in Sui, it's going to be great. So it's Sui's first bull run as well. That's why I'm standing my ground with Sui. I'm like, it's the first bull run. We don't really have a upper price limit for a bull run yet. We don't have any previous data, so the sky could potentially be the limit. And obviously, anything that's linked to Sui is going to do extremely well as well if that does well. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Packer paying out as well, because that's related to Sui in some respects as well. So things move like that real quick in crypto. So let's wait and see what the sort of coming weeks. Oh, what date are we? 19th?
Yes, the 19th. It's
okay.
It's a Thursday.
Okay.
But I can tell you this, guys. I know there's been some doubts on some things. Hey, I and all of that is 100% justified. I'm not going anywhere. The project's not going anywhere. It's just been a rough market. But hey, we're here. We're visible. And if you got any questions, man, hop in Millionz Telegram, hop in mine. There's a topic in there on tree as well. And I'm telling you, we got some really good talks coming up on his channel for his membership section. Sign up for it. There is some life-changing techniques he's going to be able to teach in there about how to coexist in this world with how it's ever evolving so fast.
For sure. Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah. All right. You ready to wrap this thing up, sir?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll get another one in next week. And thank you to everyone who's watched, who's enjoyed all of this, even the woo-woo stuff. I'd love to hear what everyone thinks about, some of the stuff we've been talking about in the live stream. So as Peter said, leave some comments below and we'll get back to you on it.
Just know in the market, there will be a lot of moments like this coming up.
What on God's green earth?
Bring it on.
All right, guys, we're going to end this stream and we'll see you guys next week. And we'll post, we can figure out a time this weekend, man. We'll post it ahead of time so everybody can properly prepare.
Let's do that. Let's get organized for the next one. I'm up for that.
All right, guys. And I'm going to try to pull Richie in on the next stream.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
All right, guys. Sweet. Take care.
Peace out.